hop right into the market outlook. So today, I mean, Afghanistan fears, all the fears of the Delta variant, all these different things going on in the market. There's a lot of headline risk. And the market didn't really care about this Afghanistan news Friday. And then today it showed it cared. And we sold off in the beginning of the day. We saw some real weakness in tech. And then, we saw that snap back again. We saw the market absolutely snap back. Let's look at the QQQ intraday right here. Look at a 15-minute chart. Just, straight down in the morning on some high volume selling, only to recover all of those losses later in the day and close at almost new all-time highs. It definitely appears to be a shakeout. It's definitely a nice little flag in the Qs right now in the daily chart, right in this area. But, I'm more skeptical than I've ever been personally, just looking at the underlying action, just kind of seeing, the change of leadership every day. We like to see money rotate. We don't want to see drastic changes in leadership every single day. And the reason I say that is because that usually indicates that institutions, smart money, the real big money, is using those down moves that we saw in the morning in the Qs to, unload positions. Then it gets bought up on really light volume. That just to me indicates that, we're seeing a lot of selling under the hood. And with the elevated levels we're seeing in the markets, that's a big cause for concern for me personally. Looking at this daily chart in the Qs, I should just say it's a shakeout and we should just continue with the status quo and keep buying every day. But, it's no secret. It's been very difficult out there. It's been very narrow leadership. It's not like, usually when the market's just grinding higher like this, we see setup after setup working. We get asked if they should be a professional trader 800 times a day. And things like that, we're just not seeing at all in the slightest. It's a very difficult environment. Even for me, it's been very, very challenging. No problem saying that. But, I think we look good in the market, in the indices. We got a big week of news coming up. Big Fed meeting Wednesday. They're allegedly mapping out the taper schedule. That could be, a warning shot to the market. We'll see. That's just me speculating. But, I think there's just a lot of things that are concerning right now underlying. So I am taking my foot off the gas pedal personally. I'll show you guys a good trade, bad trade later, what I did today and how I kind of took off a lot of positions into strength today. But, that's what I got for the market outlook. Ben, what are you thinking over there?
So I got three charts we can go over really quickly.
Got it.
First one, again, you already went over this slide pretty briefly. I'll just talk very quickly on the three major pivots. So if you are, again, very nervous, the most recent pivot or the tightest one would be versus 435. If you have a little bit more of a risk tolerance, 420. And again, the most major or significant pivot, for the past quarter or so has been that 400 level. So if the market does start to turn back lower, those are some key spots to, again, de-risk or raise some cash. And again, if we continue to hit these new all-time highs and we continue to drift higher, who knows how long it'll be till we hit 500.
Right.
So again, other than that, sector-wise, again, tech, if you move over one chart, shake that. Of all the sectors, tech does look the best.
Looks great.
Chart-wise, again, just flagging all-time highs. Again, we typically look to buy through all-time highs. Again, very tight little pivot versus 410, 404 area. But again, the more significant levels can be versus that 393. And then lastly, again, we have this biotechs. Again, we always try to hammer in that lesson of the retest. Of it can run into that retest and look amazing, but typically gets met with sellers, and we saw that clear as day with the biotech sector. As it retested, ran, pushed up to that prior pivot, and quickly kind of retraced back down. And again, one of my worst trades in the past few weeks has been that rocket, which was in the biotech sector, and a few underlying names have been getting beat up in that sector. So that's just kind of a little broad market outlook on some of the sectors I'm keeping an eye on. And if you'd like, Shake, we could jump into some of the top ideas.
Yeah, no, and then I have to add, with everything I just said, me having all this concern, the market climbs on the wall of worry. People need something to be bearish about for us to keep climbing. So, with all that I just said, the wall of worry could actually continue to propel us higher. So, that's the market for you. There's going to be a reason for any action.
There was a chart I saw the other day, I wish I would have saved it, where the person mapped out
every
the
fear?
percent. No, not the fear chart. It was a pretty cool chart, and I gotta go find it out. Where he basically showed within the percentage range within all-time highs, and it was like within 5% of all-time highs, within 10% of all-time highs, within 20% of all-time highs, then like within 30. So just relative to how close we were to all-time highs. And if you look at this chart of the market, 90% of the time the market was within that 5% range of all-time highs. And main point was, throughout history, pretty much the market always looks very expensive at that exact moment, but then when you rewind time, it always looks like an amazing investment opportunity.
Right.
And hopefully I'll find it, and then maybe next week we'll pull it up and we can do a little bit more of a deep dive on it, because I did think it was pretty interesting.
I have a funny chart that I have that I was looking at today. Like, I have this in my IRA from just like, honestly, from, I don't know my price. The chart is DHR, and this was one of the first stocks I bought in the IRA, and we bought through 104, and it's one of those stocks I'm just not touching no matter what, you know. And I looked up today, and I don't have a lot of money in it at all. It's not like I'm crushing this name, but I'm in it. I've been in it for years. I bought it at 104. It's trading at 318. Never in my wildest dreams when I bought that thing at 104 would it be at 318 in 2 years, you know.
Yeah.
So that just goes to your point. What you're saying is, you know, things are going to look expensive in time, but you know, there's so many charts out there that are just growing exponentially that you can have never even imagined. So yeah, credit to you for that.